Yes. Welcome. There you are. Welcome. Come on in. You're an individual. You belong here. Okay? It's these books, it's me, and it's you. Together at last. This video is in regards to the 7 segments of life. Okay? There's only 7 areas of life, so you don't need to memorize you. The big, beautiful thing about this YouTube channel, this business, Your Personality Shows, is that it's a done for you service. I've done the work. You don't need Google. We're off Google. I've done the research for you on your personality, how you can use your personality for leverage in your life and to get along better with people. For people to kind of like you again. Remember when you were a baby and people liked you? Well, this show will help you get liked again. Instead of being angry, lonely, a weird scorekeeper, and cheap, this show gives you the chance to move towards being an intelligent skeptic who's got a sense of humor and current with your feelings and mutual respect. Anyways, so all that is happening all the time, okay? This video is about your 7 segments of life. There's only 7. There's physical, there's emotional, there's mental, skull-sized hell, there's spiritual, a connection. There's a vocation. There's family, familial, and there's social. See that? Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, vocational, familial, and social. There's only 7 segments. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about each, okay? I'm going to look at my notes, which is 2 inches above this camera. Physical, because in a physical way, okay, this show encourages those 7 things. So the way YPS encourages your physical nature is we help you to have a home rule. Get done what you can do at home by the home occupiers. It's biological. So this show encourages you physically because it's biological. In good, in good, in good, in good, out good. Everybody eats every day. So it's true. Everybody eats every day. So if we can learn to eat light right, then we'll be all right. And we can maybe help other people, like everybody, get to eat every day. Kind of a good mission. Engendered, so physically to engender, to rise, to beget, to produce a new situation, feeling, condition. That's physical. That's what I do here. Autonomic responses. So tuning into your autonomic responses. What happens when I put my attention on my sternoclavicular joint? Can I feel a movement? Expanding and shrinking? What happens when I put my brain into a place where another person's opinion might exist? And I find the truth in their opinions. That's physical. And love. And the most important physical thing that I encourage is that your first appointment. The first time you make plans with a person, to keep that appointment. That's like the most important thing, is that first impression. Greeted with a warm smile, that's physical. All right. YPS encourages mental strength. So mental strength is honoring the transformation between illusion and truth. So the cusp of illusion would be bored, and the other side of illusion is to be grateful. So our mental work is there. To be inferential, I think that means to refer to yourself, to organize around a problem. Some in a mental way, they've got a resonance. I'm thinking of my sister right now. Whenever shit goes down, my sister Monica seems to be very powerful. Like, we know how Monica will react when there's a problem. It's a collaborated effort, correlating structures, naming attributes, looking for solutions, a direct out, a methodical process. She's beautiful. She's skilled that way. Mental YPS encourages you mentally because it teaches you about theory and practice and enculturation and being autodidactic, learning for yourself, critical thinking, and being measured and methodical. So that's mental. Emotional. feelings. Uh, YPS encourages a mental strength, an emotional strength. This emotional strength is we encourage you to have a mood that makes people want to be with you, or you may be wanting to be with yourself. So we stir up a mood that might be something people are eager to get back to instead of being charged. YPS encourages emotional strength by writing to feel or writing to heal. The absence of compulsion is emotional strength, the scale of feelings, and that anger is a dubious luxury. That's how we help you with your emotions. Spiritually, none of this is clinical, by the way. This is all street smart information. So on a street level, where the rubber meets the road, really where your personality exists. YPS encourages spiritual strength by warming the lonely, by recognizing what people see in the past and the future. That's rephacy. Not be a monk. We're not disappearing in this show in our own worlds. We're wanting to connect. We like to be charismatic. You know charismatic? I think they call it isma? Charisma? There's a new short term. Childlike is spiritual compared to childish. Rapport and being passive, not reacting. Passive is okay. There's some good parts to passive. It's listening, it's observing, and it's maybe mentioning. YPS encourages your vocational segment of your life by learning the difference between a critic and an enemy, by looking at natural lines, by looking like integrity, by having a household that's in order. Even if it's tough times and you got 3 young kids, under the couch doesn't need to be clean, but at least the plates need to be cleaned, or at least the floors need to be somewhat clean. So household management, we're working on that. And believe me, I had my sister-in-law came over and had a look under my couch when I was about 30, and she was disgusted. And she said it out loud. So it's a bit of an inside joke now because we've come a long way down this road together. Encourages vocation because with a strong vocation, you can change the system. You can be quirky. You can know the snuck premise. And a vocation is actually a faithful recording of actual perceptions. So journaling or thinking and practicing initiative. So you're on track, we're encouraging your vacation because we practice initiative. Moving on to family. Oh boy, familial. Friends and family, familial. So we will teach you how to be a watchdog for your family. I will teach you, and we will learn together from these books, me and you, to be a watchdog for your family and friends. To show your vulnerabilities, to showcase your expertise. So by handing over your vulnerabilities, you're showcasing your expertise, where you want to learn, where you want to get smarter. The home rule, what's an illusion and what's facts, a sheer, a sideways glance, a sheer, how to adapt. The roles in a family can change. That's the power of friends and family. Is that, okay, mom's got to take, or someone else has got to take mom to their doctor's appointment this week because I can't. Okay, Marjorie, my cousin, can take, or these 4 kids need to be watched, or you just got fired, so you can come and help me over here. See though the roles change, responsibilities change, and a deep questions in families can be answered. The recognition and teachings, reconciling, forgiving. He was young then, or he's a strange teenager. Reconciling, cleaning and clearing the slate. I'll teach you how to do that within your family. That's powerful. And videos without teaching or selling. So the videos are here on YPS are most meant to bring out the human element. So the human element of who you are, not teaching or selling you anything other than the human element and increasing your personality. So there's your family. Interesting. Let's see. Off to social. Oh my gosh, social? That's actually an element of my life? Sure it is. Your social obligations, yearning for timeless traits. That's social. That's what's happening in our social life. While we're inventing new things, we might be afraid of timeless traits, traditional values. Socially, everything proves it. So our job here is to encourage you socially to find everything proving it. The Seville process, that there's many ways to get to an outcome. You may have truth in your opinions, and your version of how to get there compared to my version of how to get there can be communicated and summarized. That's the idea socially, right? We're talking to each other, we're doing our best. And it's changed a lot to celebrate, to gather scattered children, and to have a shared responsibility for others. So the biggest part of this show that encourages you socially is that we have a shared responsibility for others. To get away from that lone wolf thing. So physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, vocational, familial, and social are the 7 segments of life. And I've just listed off how perhaps this show, this business, YPS Merch, can help encourage in those 7 areas. Thanks for listening, and lots of love.